Can't believe one stupid mistake on my part could undo all of that.
Oh, believe it. It was one hell of a stupid mistake.
Well, was I the first guy to ever go through a midlife crisis and react that way?
Probably not. But you were the first one I was married to.
Dorothy, hear me out. I know what you're thinking.
Go on, Barbara.
I went for a walk in a crowded marketplace. A man came up behind me, put something in my hand, and said, "This is what you need."
That happened to me once in the produce section at the A&P.
Try 10 days without a bowel movement sometime.
You just sit there hour after hour after hour.
God, Ma, you didn't tell me he was in a clown suit.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, how could you?
Sophia called me at rehearsal. I'll change. I just wanted to make sure you were all right.
Is counsel for the demonstrators present?
Here, Your Honor.
Oh, God.
Let me guess, New Jersey?
Rose, I can't pretend, even on New Year's Eve. The truth is, I recently lost my beloved wife. She's gone. And it's on nights like this.
You're not a grown woman. Just because the plumbing's in doesn't mean the house is ready to occupy.
I think I know what you're getting at.
Good, because I really didn't make that up myself. I heard it on This Old House.
Well, I tried talking to my father, but he just went all
21, and they still don't come to you because they think you weren't there for them. I have a pretty tough time living with that, you know. And I just intend to make damn sure that if the time ever comes, there's going to be somebody there for Emily.
Hey, Mum's a word. He's in the shower, right? Hey, yo, Ted.
Stanley, your brother isn't here.
Where is he?
Well, how should I know? He left last night around 11:30.
That doesn't make sense.
You're telling me?
Oh, this is strange.
Frank. I'm sorry. I was just going to say that the sign seemed a little high on one side. How about a coffee break?
Sure.
And going out with Julio Iglesias, no one's gonna see us. Once we hit Wolfie's Deli, I would appreciate it if you could serenade me with Begin the Begin.
Next day, she sat me down, gave me a stern lecture, and kicked me out of school. Only I didn't care. I knew what ecstasy was. All she could do was walk around with a dictionary on her head. All right, look, maybe you don't feel like talking to me or to each other, but at least talk to your children. Tell...
Seeing both of you. But of course, that is a decision that you will have to make. Now, if you will excuse me, it's time for me to change into my third linen suit of the day. In this heat, I go through them like Kleenex.
Oh, of all the nerve! How could he possibly...
This is the prettiest outfit I own. Then you tell me I don't look very good in it. Now, which one is the truth?
Both! But look on the bright side, honey. How often do you get out of your robe on the weekends?
I finished loading the cartons into the car.
Oh, thank you, Daisy, darling.
You know, it's very sweet of you to give up your Saturday...
Don't mess with my metaphor.
All right, Stanley, the truth. Things have been going so well with Lucas, I didn't want to deal with you. But as Freud said, our beds are crowded. To admit, Stan was pretty amazing today. Did you see the way he stood up for himself? I mean, this is not the same guy who screamed, "Paint my toenails, we've just invaded Korea." It was kind of attractive. Now I want you to look me in the eye and tell me you're not lying.
I'm not lying.
Sophia, it's for you. He says his name is Tony the Hook.
Tell him I'll call him back. What are you looking at? He's my butcher. Told you this, Dorothy, but I'm a special friend of Phil Rizzuto.
Hi, ladies.
Oh, hello,
I
Miles.
want you to meet my daughter. This is Caroline.
Caroline.
Dorothy?
So nice to meet you.
Sophia.
How do you do?
Rose Miles is here.
I can carry a book. It's a free country. Even the Statue of Liberty carries a book.
You were driving again.
Who says?
This phone book is still warm. You were sitting on it so you could see over the steering wheel.
You know me, safety first. You stole my car. Only...
Who is it?
It's Priscilla.
Priscilla?
Priscilla, you're getting married tomorrow. You should be in bed.
There's not going to be a wedding.
The hell there isn't. Sorry, dear. You were saying...
Ramon and I had a fight. I decided I'm not going to marry him.
Oh, honey, now. Why, the wildest thing that ever passed through there was Ovaltine. But the best part of it was that hunk of a doctor who examined me. He's going to be in Florida in a few weeks.
Wherever she goes, she finds a man. So do hookers. Miles is my dancing partner at the ballroom.
Oh, yes, and tonight we were the king and queen of the rumba.
Olay.
Ma, did you have a good time?
Great. I even made a few bucks.
Back so soon.
The best possible thing has happened. I still have both my kidneys and my sister's fine.
Blanche, how is that possible?
They couldn't use my kidney. My blood vessels were too small. But of course they're too small. I've always been very petite.
Blanche, Virginia.
Great. Welcome aboard. Well, she seems like a nice person. Where's she from?
I don't know.
Is she a beach person?
I don't know.
How long have you lived together?
About a year.
Really?
Look, Rose, we all kind of go our separate ways.
I just hope she doesn't let herself go to pot after that baby comes. I don't want that big-eyed husband of hers coming after me.
I never do very much with my eyebrows.
That's why, from the nose up, you look like Wilford Brimley.
At the banquet. It looks beautiful. I look beautiful. Everybody looks beautiful. Suddenly, Charlton Heston walks in dressed like Moses. And he tries to part the dessert table. And when that doesn't work, he rounds up all the guests and leads them to the lingerie department of the...
In the meantime, I'll bunk with you. I told Pepe he could have my room.
He's staying here with us?
Hey, we're in training. And set another place at the table. Hey, Pepe. Pepe, you like ravioli?
Okay.
Bungo.
Kill Gonzalez! I know this is going to sound odd, but we used to live here many, many years ago, and we were hoping that we could look around, for old time's sake. Would that be possible?
Petrillo, they let Italians live here?
Look, we came all the way from Miami, please.
Okay, but don't...
Rose, your father was a dairy farmer. You look for food in your freezer.
The psychiatrist didn't make me feel better. I feel better that you all feel better, but I don't feel any better.
Not even a little?
No. In fact, I feel worse.
Why worse?
He was my last hope.
Rose, I can't risk leaving, at least not tonight. I need to stay here, if you'll let me.
Come on, Plankmaker, I'll fix up a room for you.
Thank you.
I just want to go on record to say that I am against this. That Cheeseman character could be following Miles, and there's no telling what he would do to me for information.
Oh, girls, we can't do this. Now, remember the party. It's 2 weeks from Saturday.
No, it isn't. This year, Phyllis moved it to Sunday.
Then we have an extra day. We can worry about our bodies tomorrow.
I'll get the plates.
I'll get the fork.
I'll get the hot fudge.
I'll get the in there.
So was I. I went to put back your laundry. And I see there's a man on the bed, so I introduced myself. But he doesn't answer. He's dead.
He's shy. He's very shy.
Didn't sound so shy last night.
Okay, fine. Let a dead guy lie there. It's going to be 98 degrees today. It won't be pretty.
Oh, Dorothy,
hi, Rose.
Wait, what's with this suitcase? I thought you...
I decided I do have to go.
But you were going
Dorothy,
to stay. Would you mind if I spoke with Jean for a minute?
No, fine. Go ahead.
Closet, I don't even know what to wear with that first night on the ship.
A life jacket and a great big smile.
I wonder what Rose is doing right now.
You mean you wonder if she's doing it right now?
No, I just wonder if maybe we didn't push her into something too fast.
But I still feel really fantastic.
I know. Did you see that Emma Jane eat?
Oh.
I could not believe my eyes. That woman must weigh 275 pounds. She never stopped shoving it in. And then she had to talk the entire time. She just sprayed food all over the table like a mist.
Crap, I'm gonna mop the court with her.
Oh, my. Looks like our Dorothy still holds a grudge.
Of course she holds a grudge. We Sicilians are good at that. That and holding a grudge.
Sophia, you said holding a grudge twice.
Hey, if you're good at something, you brag about it.
There's only one way to handle this.
Rose, no! Rose, don't go out. Rose, come back here.
Don't worry, Dorothy. I was trained in psychology back in St. Olaf.
That doesn't count, Rose. In St. Olaf, they think that Freud is a way to cook chicken.
And get back to your boring lives, no harm done. But somehow, someway, you seem to have taken a liking to each other. You believe you were meant to be together. Well, let me tell you what I see. I see.
Wow, in 20 minutes we'll be in St. Gustav. Then we'll hop on a train for Zumbro Falls, and we'll grab the shuttle. By my estimation, we should be in St. Olaf in a couple of days.
Days?
If I'm married again, I want a picture of my new husband. And the candlesticks Mama gave me.
Rose,
And
it's a coffin, not a condo.
this is a very depressing conversation.
Well, I want a fancy funeral. I want a big parade with a riderless horse.
Yeah, we know. You're not wearing a bra.
No. I'm gonna sing. Would you please? Thank you. For all my special...
Oh, that's too bad.
Tragic.
Terrible.
But there's hope.
What?
There's really nothing wrong with Baby, physically.
He has a mental problem.
4 grown women decide to live with a pig, and he's the one with a mental problem.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it a
Mary, I win.
We don't have a dictionary.
Yes, we do.
Not anymore. The robbers took it.
They stole our dictionary?
That's right. Too bad.
Ma, disdam is not a word. You made it up.
It's a word.
Fine. Use it in a sentence.
Found in the personals. Last call for all those who graduated from East Miami High class of 52. Don't miss our 40th reunion party.
What does that have to do with us?
Well, look, Rose, you know you missed your high school reunion because you didn't feel well. Here's your chance to go to one. And for...
That's a commercial for a mini pad.
Her name is Dorothy, and she's coming to our wedding. They're still friends. Listen to me, I'm so intimidated by a woman I've never even met.
Well, it's understandable. I mean...
The season.
A moving tribute, the 3 wise men and you in a teddy following the Christmas star. Listen, Rose, if you're not doing anything right now, why don't you come with me to career day at school? And after I finish speaking, we can go out shopping for a gift for Miles.
You speaking at career day?
Yeah, not that I want to.
Well, boom.
Is that where that comes from?
Well, I better be on my way. It's my day to get groceries. Oh, God, I hate going to the supermarket.
Well, Rose, if you'd stop playing express line detective, people would stop yelling at you.
Oh, I see. So when you're standing in line reading...
Dorothy, I know it's been a while, but try and control yourself. I need some rest. What the hell is that for?
You're not getting into this bed, Stanley.
Then where am I supposed to sleep?
On the floor like any dog.
Oh, fine. Just fine. Stan's format doesn't have to beg a woman to get into bed. Women come to me.
Yeah, right.
Rose, what is this? Yellow eyeballs are staring at me. Those are egg yolks, Blanche. Blanche, you are exhausted. You have to sleep.
To sleep, perchance to dream. My God, what a wonderful life. Oh, I'm getting so good I can't stick in, but I'll check in with you on Monday. I love you too. Bye.
How is Big Daddy?
I think he's just missing me. He's a little blue. But when this festival is over, I'll fly up to Atlanta and spend a few days with him. Come on, darling, come on.
Look at this. Look at this. Here's a couple that's willing to pay $400 a night for a room.
Comes along.
But enough about you, Stan. Let's talk about Kate's problems.
We had no problems, Mom. That's why this was all such a shock.
Not even in bed?
Oh, Stanley.
Hey, I'm just trying to help. The fact is, the reason most men cheat on their...
Oh, you're up.
Rose?
Rose Center.
Mom, how in the world did you get these?
Easy. I called Frank. I told you I had connections.
You know Frank Sinatra?
No, Frank Caravici. From the fish market. He's always been good to me. Never a bad piece of cod.
I'd rather have the cash.
Actually, it's not for you. It's for Miles.
He'd rather have the cash.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about those ridiculous pictures Blanche puts on her Christmas cards?
Those cards are a moving tribute to the spirit of...
You know what it is? Well, it's not an engagement ring, but it's more than a friendship ring. Isn't it pretty? Oh, much nicer than Abbott would have given to Costello.
Sweetheart, don't let anything go on.
Well, Mother, I guess this is it.
Goodbye, sweetheart.
Oh.
Now listen, you be a good wife, you hear? Be his friend. Be his lover. Don't be his slave. And I want you...
Lunch to find his best friend in bed with his wife.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That must have been quite a shock.
It was. Arthur's never come home with lunch before. He caught me red-handed. Now, where were we?
Mr. Allen, we were talking about art. You know, the thing we hang with you.
Nothing.
Who are you?
I'm the doctor.
We'll see about that.
Look, Mrs.
Trillo, I'm Dorothy's mother, and I want to know what's wrong with her. And don't tell me nothing because I know there's something wrong with her. Mothers know.
Look, Ma, I'll talk to you about it later.
Your daughter is...
Now I lay me down to sleep. You know, I'd almost forgotten about that night.
With all of us cramped into that bed, I had to sleep in positions I never thought possible.
Me too. Tickets? She's leaving me out intentionally.
Rose, they were just misunderstandings. Now you're overreacting.
I guess so.
Oh, these things happen between sisters all the time. I remember once my sister Virginia wouldn't talk to me for a month, all because I smiled at her boyfriend.
There, listen to Blanche.
Of course, I was skinny dipping on his...
Oh, no. If you want to move your product, you got to have exposure. All the great Italian chefs had it. Mama Celeste. Chef Boyardee and Chef Balducci.
I don't remember Chef Balducci.
Oh, right. He didn't have television exposure. That was indecent exposure.
Thing.
No way, I'm really mad.
All right, it's late and I'm tired, so listen up.
Oh, Ma, you're going to tell us a story.
No, I'm going to do shadow puppets. See? An elephant eating a peanut? Happy? Of course I'm going to tell a story. Picture it. Morocco, the 30s. The thing that made you feel betrayed.
Barbara did that?
She laughed about it.
She did?
Carol, you must get revenge. Go. Betray your sister.
You're right. I'll get her. I'll get her good.
Wait, I have to know what you're going to do. Oh, damn, another senseless accident.
The season.
A moving tribute, the three wise men and you in a teddy following the Christmas star. Listen, Rose, if you're not doing anything right now, why don't you come with me to career day at school? And after I finish speaking, we can go out shopping for a gift for Miles.
You're speaking at career day?
Yeah, not that I want to.
Sees S was a grant, and he may have wound up in a tomb, but he is not the correct response. Sorry.
But I bet everything. I demand a ruling.
Well, you happen to be in luck, because waiting in the wings right now is the only man in America who knows more than I do about this subject. The creator of our show, Merv Griffin.
But we're a family nonetheless, and you can't break us up.
Well, as moving as all this is, I can't help you. I got to file my report, and either Mrs. Devereaux has to bring the house up to code, or somebody's got to leave.
Wait just a minute. These women no longer live in my house.
Blanche, what are you saying?
I'm saying that it's not
To go without. I remember when my mother-in-law came to stay with Sal and me when we were first married. For 2 months, Dorothy, your father and I didn't have sex.
Why not, Ma?
She slept in between us. It was a very small place. Have you ever seen an Italian after he's gone without?
No.
That's because you've...
I know my mother.
Oh, really? You're the one who said she wasn't going to leave in the first place. You know, Dorothy, it's not just your mother who left. I feel like she's my mother, too.
I know, honey, but don't worry. She'll be back.
Now that she's gone, who am I going to go to in the middle of the night with my deepest personal problems?
Wait a minute. Dorothy.
Oh,
Did you not sleep again last night?
no, and it's been 3 nights in a row.
Honey, have you tried drinking warm milk before you go to bed?
No, I can't drink warm milk. It reminds me of the time Cousin Enoch fell into the vat of milk at the dairy.
Goodness, was he hurt? Why is she coming here then?
Well, she's here on business. She's a world-renowned flautist.
She plays the flute.
No, Dorothy, she plays the flout. It's a Scandinavian instrument that looks like a tuba, except it's got hair on the bottom. Of course she plays the flute.
Hit it, my magnificent little songbirds.
I don't wanna take it anymore. Now just stay your life behind the door. Just no time to stop and get away.
That's him, he's early. I haven't finished my face.
Well, the only thing left is to dip it in bronze. We'll get it. I wonder what he looks like.
I just hope he doesn't have hair in his ears.
A headstone is a milestone.
I think my milestone birthday was when I turned 50.
Oh, Ma, I remember your 50th. We were supposed to go to a party at Guido's, but you were fighting with Pop.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I'll never forget it. It was Brooklyn, April 1956.
Dorothy.
Yes, Mom.
So I'm going home.
And you got that part from my story?
No, Vanna White's book.
I told you.
Anyway, now I must go pack my things. And again, Rose, thank you for story.
You know, isn't life funny? Last night in bed...
And then go climb back under your slimy rock with all the rest of your slimy friends. And don't you ever call here again. Dorothy, call Stan.
Blanche, why don't you admit what you did? You made a mistake.
Topsy and Ernie?
No, of course not.
Rose, how about you and Ernie seeing a sex therapist?
Well, I suppose I could talk to Ernie. Maybe we could make an appointment.
Well, sex therapy is one solution, but there are other ways.
Oh, Blanche, dessert toppings are not the answer.
Dorothy looks very happy, doesn't she, Sophia?
Honey, you just follow the doctor's orders and everything will be fine.
Dorothy, I cannot possibly go without physical activity for an entire week. I have serious needs. After all, I'm at my sexual peak.
Blanche.
Well, I am, Dorothy. When a woman's at her sexual peak.
Blanche, boy, this is my child.
Mom, I'm not a child anymore. I wish you wouldn't treat me like one.
Oh, don't.
And it was a surprise. How's that possible? Another man showed up?
What I mean is, I had never seen a man before.
Hairbrush.
Must you attack everything Southern?
Come on now, girls. This is no way to behave. Isn't there some way we can settle this like rational adults?
We can, once Dorothy stops acting like a child.
I am acting like a... Do you know what your problem is?
Imagine dumping me for an emergency appendectomy. Just hate it when these doctors use the Hippocratic Oath as an excuse for everything.
Blanche, it was his appendix.
Sorry that took so long, Dorothy. Shall we sit down?
Yes, let's. Beverage card. Yes, that's it. The beverage card. Dorothy, it is not a coincidence. It is my nightmare, and it's coming true.
Don't be silly, Blanche. Not all of it's coming true. You haven't heard the voice of God. He scared me to death.
Oh, me too.
He scared me too. But you want to know something? It could be worse. I mean, we could each be alone. At least we're together. We have each other.
I'm sorry.
Well, you don't need to be sorry. In fact, I should thank you
For what?
for giving me life. Oh, and it's been a great one. I mean, the Lindstroms were wonderful parents. I had a wonderful husband. I have beautiful children. And I owe it all to you.
Who?
Thor Anderson was the boy who took me to the Valentine's dance my senior year. I asked Thor to take me just to make Charlie jealous. Oh, I feel awful. I used Thor.
You say that like it's something bad.
Blanche, this is serious. I mean, he thinks I cared for him and almost married Buzz. We were talking about it when he got a call from the Spike Jones band. They needed someone to make the whoop sound when Spike dropped his pants. Just before he went to New York, Buzz told me he'd be back, but I never saw him again. I waited for a while, but one gig led to another. We had a pig once. All the male pigs loved her. Oh, she was very beautiful. And she got pregnant, and we never knew who the father was.
Oh, my God, Rose, what did you do on Father's Day?
Here we go. Week of the 7th. Let's see.
Who was it?
Blanche?
Well, that sure convinced me. Let's get some shut-eye. It's almost fight time.
Oh, Ma!
Dorothy, I'm not asking the kid to win. All he has to do is step in the ring and we make our money.
Sophia, if he steps in the ring, he might hurt his hands.
Unless it turns out that he's so bad that he gets knocked out before he can even throw it.
Sweetheart, don't let anything go anywhere.
Well, Mother, I guess this is it.
Goodbye, sweetheart.
Oh.
Now listen, you be a good wife, you hear? Be his friend. Be his lover. Don't be his slave. And I want you...
I didn't know how to tell you that I just couldn't be married to you anymore.
How could you say that?
It's Lyle, isn't it?
I'm just confused. I need time to think.
What's there to think about?
Sonny has the eyes of a poet, the soul of a poet. Hey, you're through with those. Don't choke yourselves, I'll get it.
How did you know your mother was cheating, Dorothy?
Because Mr. Feinbaum never walks around totally naked. He always wears a Boy Scout neckerchief. But never in the same place twice. Jealous of me. Jealous. J-E-A.
All right.
Besides, Ma, all that studying paid off.
Oh, yeah, paid off. You got knocked up in high school.
Ma, I am 60 years old. Why do you have to bring this up every day of my life?
So it won't happen.
But you're not in any pain?
No, slight discomfort.
You want discomfort? Try sitting in this chair for 8 hours.
How was the dance recital?
Oh, we were great. They loved us. We've been invited to dance next month at the Sunset Charity Ball.
And there's even...
Hi, Dorothy.
Oh, Blanche, I am so glad you came back. Listen, I have to talk to you.
Well, honey, I have to talk to you, too, and it's about the money.
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
Well, it loses a little in the translation. But the point of it is that it's human nature to want to make up. I mean, people stay angry out of habit. If we can just get Angela and Sophia to...
Stage I never did with my husband.
Terrific, what a thing to say.
Oh, my...
It's a mess. We've been robbed.
Oh, boy.
Shh, be quiet. They could still be here.
Who? The Supreme Court. Who? The robbers.
Dear, how to keep her entertained.
Honey, the important thing is to spend time with her. Why don't you do something that both of you enjoy? Why don't you take her to the movies, to the beach? Why don't you take her to the petting zoo?
The petting zoo? Dorothy, even I don't go to that club anymore.
Blanche, we all had an agreement. No one dates Harry until an appropriate amount of time has passed.
I know, 18 months. I have it marked on my calendar with a big red circle. As of today, that man is in play. I'm just amazed I was able to wait so long.
Well, lad, that's a cranberry juice. Definitely Ocean Terrace.
Definitely Feinstein, except she pronounces it Feinstein. Harriet Feinstein, you want me to say hello for you?
Would you mind? We're very close.
No problem.
Hey, Alvin, I have an...
I have to admit, you would have made a very good psychologist.
Great idea, Pussycat. Give Blanche an office with a couch and a license to charge by the hour. It feels like, but I sure as hell remember what it looks like.
Grandma, listen.
You listen. How dare you come into our home and act like a common gigolo? You've embarrassed me, your mother, our friends. Not to mention that poor, stupid, flat-chested girl. And your brother Phil won't fight to see who gets them.
So that's what it feels like to be an heiress.
You're not cutting up the obituaries, are you? I want to make sure my canasta game is still on for tomorrow.
I'm looking for a job. They cut off Charlie.
I'm pregnant. It's funny, huh?
What's that, honey?
Well, it's just that I have another human being inside of me, and I've never felt more alone.
Mary, that's why you have to talk to your father.
No way.
Listen, this is the most difficult thing for a father to accept.
What, that I'm a grown woman?
But you...
with me?
You bet we are, honey.
Oh, this is what friendship is all about. Banding together when the going gets tough. Sacrificing sleep and personal comfort. Putting someone else's need ahead of your own. It's beautiful. Let me know how it turns out in the morning.
You're more fulfilled.
Well, I'll tell you what would make her feel more fulfilled.
Blanche.
A hobby.
Oh, I thought you meant, a man.
You got a better hobby?
I don't think a hobby is the answer for Ma.
But what do you think is?
Oh, I wish I knew.
Drawings and my poems, we might go into the greeting card business together?
No, I'm thinking about a place out at the beach where the waves break so hard they knock the bathing suits right off the men coming out of the water. Come on, maybe we can salvage the rest of this stuff.
No, wait, Dorothy, this is a wonderful idea. I mean, you and Blanche live together. Why don't you do the show?
Oh, I would love to.
You know, I wouldn't mind doing it. I mean, there's some very important issues I'd like to discuss.
What the hell? I'll do it too.
Oh, sorry, Sophia. There's only room for 2 more guests on the panel.
That's I'm going to see a game.
Mama offered to drive us over to Vero Beach to see the Dodgers play. Jeremy's a big baseball fan.
Becky's a bigger one. Becky's a bigger everything.
Not everything, Jeremy.
Streets.
I don't get the connection, ma'am, but thank you. I'm glad you stopped by to visit me.
This is not a visit. It's part of my...
Oh, well, that complicates things.
Why? Don't you believe me?
It's not a question of whether or not I believe you. It's just that without substantial evidence, it's just your word against his, and a man's career is at stake.
Well, so is mine, not to mention my dignity.
I'm sorry. Look, I really am. I'd like to help you. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do.
But that's not fair. With Mrs. Claxton in it.
Oh, Blanche, now you were dreaming.
I am telling you, this house is possessed by her spirit. Morning. Oh, Sophia, listen. Last night in the middle of the night, about 2 in the morning, did you hear some awful, terrible, ghastly sounds?
Heard him, I made him. There's a reason they put expiration dates on cottage cheese. My kingdom
Had to marry her. But why would she marry a guy like that?
Because I was young. I'm sorry, Rose. This is your story. Go on.
Well, anyway, after 38 years of marriage and a painful divorce, he...
That's why I named it that. Magenta. No way to really explain it, but fortunately, between friends, you don't have to. Oh, Dorothy. Dorothy. Which I generally get applause.
Our next contestant is a family counselor. She originally hails from St. Olaf, Minnesota, where she was voted the girl most likely to get stuck in a tuba. Welcome, Rose Nyland.
It's congested.
Well, what about my chest? It needs heat, too.
I don't care about your chest. I just care about my chest.
Well, you're the only one who does.
Okay, Dorothy, slip this on.
Oh, forget it, Ma. I don't have the strength to stand up.
If you don't try it on now, I can't finish it by Saturday.
Oh, who am I kidding? I'm not going to be able to go to that banquet.
Rose, are you awake? Rose?
Am I hogging the covers?
Oh, no. Everything's fine. Rose, I want to tell you something.
It's my eye.
Now, about the tree. I got a copy of our property map at the courthouse this morning, and as you can clearly see, the tree is yours.
Huh. I'm not gonna move it. Not after what she did.
You have to.
Soup and potatoes without burning your fingers.
No, it can't be done.
It can be done. For only $12.95, over 500,000 Zabornis have already been sold. Call this toll-free number now. Remember, with the Zaborni, a day without potatoes is unnecessary.
God has called me, and I intend to answer.
You're really serious about this, aren't you?
Yes, Dorothy, this means a lot to me. Do you think I could leave you that easily?
A minute ago, you were going to spit on me.
Do you have this much trouble with your kids?
Hey. Why? You're not my mother.
I'm the mother of your children.
1,000 nights of begging. 3 times you said yes. For that you want a present? It's not enough they declared a national holiday?
That's Mama. She sees you looking like this, we'll never convince her to move in with us. Get moving. Move! For your information, I'm not here to audition.
Why are you here?
I realized I had no talent, so I decided to become an agent. Why Ryan O'Neal hasn't come to the same conclusion, I'll never understand. Anyway, I'm proud to announce I'm the exclusive worldwide representative of the Donatello Triplets.
Rose! Rose! Rose, will you wake up? You have a call.
Is it time to milk the cows, Daddy?
No, kitten. You have a phone call.
What did you say, Dorothy?
You have a phone.
My first appointment's here, right on time. I've been out there watching him. He's been looking at the car and smiling. I feel just like a fisherman with a new lure.
Now, Green Team, you'll have 15 seconds to grab as much money as you can. Who's going to grab today?
I'm going to grab today, Guy.
Wonderful, Dorothy. You ought to make quite a haul with those meat hooks. Tiffany, let's have our big money smock and the big money goggles.
And one night.
I know.
Yes, but this is a very important... Yes, I understand. I understand.
Understand. Yes, I do. I did a very stupid thing, and it can't be undone. But I'm going to do everything I can to make it up to Kate. I love her. And I promise you that nothing like this will ever happen again.
Good. Good. Because if it does, I will break every bone in your hand.
Doc says you got to take a little ride out to the sun deck.
Great. Who wants to drive?
I'll do it. It's nice not to be a passenger in one of these things for a change.
I want you to tell me the whole story all over again from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Yeah, from the time that you met when you were walking across the...
Dorothy.
Of someone I used to know a long time ago. I was cloistered in a small monastery in St. Olaf, Minnesota.
Where are we spring? The ducks return?
If we remember to throw out the corn, you know it?
Well, I know it very well. I was born and raised in St. Olaf.
Well, this is...
Go, forget about it.
I can't forget. This man stole money from us. Because of him, our family went hungry.
Ma, we never went hungry.
Some nights I felt like dessert.
Sophia, I kept a secret for 40 years because I didn't want to break your heart. But now that I know it's made of...
Sent home for fighting over who had the cutest date for the prom.
I never got to go to the prom.
You're kidding? Why?
Well, I really wanted to go with Delbert Twitchell. He was the most gorgeous boy at our school. And he was captain of the Precision Combine drill team. Well, actually, I was so sure. Miles?
Sweetheart, may I ask, what are you doing here? I didn't want you to see me like this.
Oh, I know. I just wanted a chance to say I love you. Oh, and there'll be no other man after.
After? After what?
Adorable dance I think I've ever seen. Rosanna, could I look at your hat for a minute?
Not a sound.
Well, it never seemed to warrant one.
Yeah. Do you talk?
I've always wanted to, but at that point it seems that nobody is ever interested in conversation.
Not conversation. I mean, dirty talk.
I think you're going to have to feed Buster for a while. Goodbye, Rose. And when you see me at work, don't say good morning, don't leave me those cheery notes, and please don't put on those little puppet shows over the partition. In fact, don't ever think of me again.
I'm dying for your opinion on my movie. Come on, it's all set up in the living room. I didn't get the soundtrack in yet, but I did get the editing done. Now remember, this would be better with a bigger TV.
Yeah, we know.
And it'd be better with music.
We understand.
And of course it'd be better.
It would be better with Shelley Hack, Rose. Just turn it on.
Here, Rose.
What am I gonna do? She's gonna be here any minute. This place is a pigsty.
Blanche, it looks gorgeous.
That's it. I just fluffed. Honey, dust the table.
I just did.
Well, do it again. God, I wish she wasn't coming. I just hate her.
I can't believe you hate your sister.
I despise her. Oh, I wish I'd gotten a...
Good morning.
Morning, Rose.
Wait a second, there's something different about you. Didn't you used to have a neck?
It's tension. It always goes to the same place. My shoulders tighten, my neck gets stiff, and I can't turn my head.
You mean you can't move your neck at all?
What did you make that's so special?
Sardine casserole with a kind of a oatmeal cookie crust. I hope you like it. There's a lot. I'm tired. I'm hungry.
You hungry? Here.
What's this?
Today's Thursday. Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is a... Wait, we left Brooklyn the 11th, so this... Sal, you planned this 3 days ago before we...
I guess that's what Christmas is all about. Oh, I'm really looking forward to it.
I guess we all are.
Hey, maybe we ought to get some rest. You know, we have a big day ahead of us tomorrow.
Don't forget, I have to work in the morning, and you girls are going to have to pick me up on the way to the airport.
Oh, no problem, honey.
Coming to bed, Ma?
I thought... No offense, my little Scrabble-holic, but there's more to life than a double word score.
Strange attitude coming from a woman who tried to choke me because I challenged the word flot.
Can you believe it? Tony Bennett. What that man does to me with his voice, your father couldn't accomplish with his hands.
Thanks. If I want to look at pictures, I got a photomat. Besides, Rose brought me. She's waiting outside with the dog. Hey, you ever stick your head out of a car window doing 50? What a rush!
Hello! And who do we have here?
This is my... Are you ever going to talk to me again?
Dorothy, what you did was a mean, dirty, underhanded trick.
I had no choice. It was like The Exorcist. I was battling Stan for your soul.
Well, I'm off. Life is Roberta.
Sure, rub my nose in it.
Good morning, Blanche. You're up early.
Well, I'm making a list of things to do with our little pals. I just hope I'm good at it.
Well, with all that enthusiasm, I'm sure...
They won't bend for laxatives.
Isn't that fascinating, Bill?
So, Bill, what's on sale?
Breast pumps,
What else?
Afro Sheen,
Moving on.
Preparation H,
Hot damn.
We agreed we weren't going to read any more of Rose's diary.
That was only because we couldn't pry the lock off again. Then I remembered we had these pliers in the tool drawer.
Gangway, old people coming through.
What is all this? Well, if you're as friendly as your skies are, I'd sure love to get together sometime. All right. Bye. I have a flight to Atlanta first thing tomorrow morning.
Blanche, honey, are you sure that you... Nice hit, Tracy. Now, why don't you throw one into the Schiller's yard?
This has been the worst day of my life.
So you see, it's not... Oh, my God, I've just spilled my guts to someone who drinks out of a toilet. Listen, I'm sorry, you are out of here. One Wawa in my life was enough. Look, I have had it with that disgusting dog. I have... A mother is someone who raises you and loves you and is always there for you. I don't need any more proof than that.
Me neither. I raised her. And I was the one who got her through that awkward period. The 50 toughest years of my life.
You believe it? Well, oh, that's great. Why don't you come here? We'll have lunch. Oh, fine. Fine, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Well?
Well, what?
Oh, now, Ducky Dookie. Hey, why don't we take a nice walk on the beach? It's right outside the door.
I hate the beach.
Well, then why do you live here?
It's near work. Do you have a Valium?
No. Oh, but I do have a Tangerine Lifesaver. That always helps chase the blues away from me.
No, thanks.
Rose, you know you like dancing.
I like square dancing.
This is just like square dancing.
All right, count me in.
Oh, great. Just one thing. When you do-si-do, your legs are wrapped around your partner's neck. I agree with Sophia. I think that Mrs. Claxton is a mean old woman. Everybody in the neighborhood hates her.
How can you say that?
Come on, last Halloween, half the kids in the neighborhood wore Frida Claxton costumes.
Well, maybe she's just one of those people who needs to be shown some kindness. Like a fellow I knew back home, Ernest T. Mink, knew about that a long time ago. Nolan told me. And he said you were the one that was lousy. Take that back.
Will, come on, girls, now, let's examine our priorities. We have no food, water, or shelter. Besides, I also slept with Nolan on that fateful trip.
Over here is Dorothy Zbornak. And we just want you to know how excited we are that an artist of your stature is going to be performing in our little theater.
Ladies, there are no small theaters, no small parts, only small actors.
Like Hervé Villachez.
I was speaking metaphorically.
Thing. If you want to send us a gift, we're registered at Jordan Marsh.
What are you doing? Sending out the invitations for Sophia's wedding.
Oh, well, listen, forget about that. As well as I get along with those kids, they need you. They're growing up without you, Richard, and it's hurting them. And right now, the most important thing should be the children. Not getting married. And not Gresham on the coast. And not trying to squeeze in a week for a honeymoon. Oh, but I can promise you I do not go to bed with men who wear wedding bands.
What if he took it off?
Then I'd see the tan line.
What if he was from Minnesota and had no tan?
Ooh.
Ooh, so he's not good enough for you. Listen, my Charlie was 6'2" and...
Called me, Rose. I know why you wanted to have dinner.
You do?
You wanted to tell me that maybe we should stop seeing each other.
Ernie, that's not true.
Now, come on, Rose. I mean, after all, you can't be happy with the way things are. I mean, you're a healthy, active, sexy woman.
Well, I'm also a patient woman, Ernie. I mean, really.
Oh, perfect. I know my every move.
Look, these people are up way too late. This party's over. Everybody back to bed. Let's go. I danced tonight. First time in 25 years.
Mr. Lewis, you can speak. How come you haven't spoken before?
No one was listening. Not until you got here. I've been here. Could have spoken.
So, are you two an item or what?
No, we decided it was best if we didn't see each other.
Are you sure, Dorothy? In your heart of hearts, are you positive you made the right decision?
Yes, Ma.
Fine, then I want you to meet someone. Dr. Tansy? This is my daughter. The guy in the turban waving from the front seat of the Rolls Royce.
Sophia, those things are just silly.
The unexamined life is a life not worth living.
That's very deep.
And if you're into this stuff, very reasonable. It's $17.95 for that slogan, printed on a turban-shaped nightlight.
I guess. Nobody asked you. Was I talking to you? I'm talking to my daughter. To me, you don't exist.
And who's driving you to your niece's wedding in California?
Salvador, you're upsetting Papa. Would you please find a mechanic? It's freezing in here.
My course is freezing in here. Mr. Ziti for brains decides to take a shortcut through Chicago.
You were the one who told me to get a life.
Well, I didn't mean mine. I didn't know you were going to come in here and just take my place away from me. I would never do that to you, Dorothy. Do you see me going down to sing at the library? Well, do you?
Blanche, I'm sorry.
Would you like to see it?
Is it a two-piece?
Yes.
No.
Oh, this is just so exciting. I love construction workers. Good with their hands, dumb as stumps, and don't mind showing their buns when they bend over. Hey, look what I found.
I love your lasagna.
Oh, you're just saying that to make me feel better.
Is it working?
Like a charm. To draw names out of a hat. And that way each of us only has to buy one gift.
But Dorothy, I love shopping and I love giving gifts. And besides, if we draw names out of a hat, whose names are they going to be anyway?
Yeah, I almost forgot. We need a globe and a tackler and a midnight star and an Enquirer. And I guess maybe one serious news magazine so we know what's going on in the world. One people.
Dorothy, I had no idea.
Stanley, I used to think you were the scum of the earth. I have just downgraded my opinion.
What I did was wrong. I feel humiliated in the presence of you courageous people. I offer you my heartfelt sympathy.
Well, this thing, they renewed their marriage vows. You two should do that. You've got a priest right here. It'd be perfect. It's sweet, it's romantic, it's spontaneous. It's the dumbest idea I've ever had.
I think it's a great idea.
What? And me. Always mouthing off about how her hair was curlier than mine, her complexion was prettier than mine. I finally said there was good reason for it. She was left by gypsies. Had her completely convinced.
What did she say when you told her the truth?
Oh, I never did. It's devotion, honey.
Like what, Blanche? The PLO?
Do you know what I hate doing most after a party?
Trying to find your underwear in the big pile?
Sophia.
You still alive?
Sophia, please. Joey's alone in the bridal suite. The bride is who knows where, and the band doesn't even know Valari. You've got to do something about the curse, Sophia.
Oh, so now you believe.
I guess you can't get away from...
The reason why I would lie to you?
You're embarrassed because you seduced him. You're scared and you're guilty because you ruined his campaign.
3 good reasons.
Oh, shut up, Rose.
Hello. Yes, this is Blanche.
Dorothy, what about our guests? What about our honeymoon in Aruba?
Oh, I'd be too confused. Would I be using your money or my money?
Well, we could check with Marvin.
I don't think so.
I love you. Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Yes. Blanche, come on now. Be happy for her. She finally met someone. I mean, you go out with lots of interesting guys.
Name one.
How about that coach from the Miami Dolphins?
Oh, yeah. That night was kind of fun. The training room, the whirlpool, the adhesive.
It states. Then he should know better.
This is...
Blanche Devereaux, it's a real pleasure, Mr. President. My, you do have a lot of Secret Service men, don't you?
Hi, Blanche.
Hi, fellas.
Thank you, Mrs. Devereaux. And, Mr. President, this is Dorothy Zbornak.
At me. I tried to convince Myra that he's just a friend, but she wouldn't listen. For some reason, she won't accept a divorce. I really feel threatened.
Ma, Stan gave me an engagement ring.
I see. Excuse me.
Ask much?
Oh, all right. But we're going to get you a hobby. something hard in here. It's a scalding hot ring! Oh, Stan.
Maybe they won't come back at all. It happens.
Oh, Ma, don't be ridiculous. Now, come on. I think you're just overly tired. Why don't you go to bed?
Good idea. If that's Sports Illustrated, tell them to call back tomorrow.
Hello? Oh, yes. Darn, I hate fog.
Why? You spent most of your life in one.
I meant if it were clearer, we could see Mount Lusenbaden.
What's Mount Lusenbaden?
It's kind of like Mount Rushmore, except they sculpted 4 losers of presidential elections in the mountainside. Let's see, there was Alf Landon, Wendell Willkie, and Ed...
Drop dead.
Blanche, whatever happened to getting beyond your ego?
My ego has nothing to do with it. These drawings are brilliant.
Blanche, I have lived with these characters all my life, and I'm the one to determine if your drawings are brilliant, and that one needs work.
What's wrong with it?
Well, you forgot Melvin the Loneliest Sea Otter.
Silly water-retaining rose. She was discovered for the movies. I was discovered by a print ad photographer and the shoots today.
Oh, Blanche, haven't you had enough problems with photographers? Remember the last time? I mean, sure, the pictures turned out about you. When Martha takes those pills or whatever and the life drains out of her, you're going to be in that room alone. What are you going to do, Ma? How are you going to feel?
I don't know, but I'll deal with it.
When my time comes, I sure want somebody to put... Suppose all the greats knew this feeling. And the thing is, after all this, I've decided not to sell my book. It's too good to sell. They can publish it after I'm dead, like Vincent van Gogh.
Van Gogh was a painter, Blanche.
Whatever, it's all the same thing. I woke up, there she was in my arms, just as goofy and hungover as I was. I vowed then and there to have 20 more.
Well, what stopped you?
The drugs wore off.
Remember how Stan was working late when I went into labor with Kate, so I called you, Ma?
Yeah. Hold each other. It'll help you to cope.
Maybe you're right. Maybe this is just what I need.
Oh, yeah, good for you, Dorothy.
Of course, breaking the news will not be easy.
Want my advice? Wait a couple of hours before you do. Stuff like this could put a real damper on happy hour.